And not showing up. Check 1, 2. Okay. Now I need display capture, but it's not showing me the right screen. Like, I don't want it to be this screen. Doggone it. Window capture, maybe? Nice. All right, so that's going to be, I think, the way it is. Hey, what's going, Aries? How are you? So yeah, just hanging out. I'm gonna try not to get too distracted by conversations in the chat. So if you would like to have anyone to talk to, you're going to have to bring them here. So let's see how many Smurfs you can bring to hang out with. But what I'm doing right now is I'll just you could see it right here. So I do have an idea for podcasting as a host, that if this idea that I have existed, I would pay for it. So to me, that shows me that the market should be open for the idea. All right. It's actually more than 4 questions, I suppose. Basically, the idea that I'm asking it for help in is, right now you can see the chat. Well, you can't see the chat, but I mean, you can on your end. But while I'm talking, or if I'm not talking, how about me do this? When I'm not talking, let's say I was reading through this, my concept is that I would have an AI secretary who would recognize that I'm not talking, and then realize, because the program is directed to the AI to read the chat, so that I can hear the conversations that are happening in real time. So it's a text to speech dictation kind of translation, of course sounding with the sultry voice of Scarlett Johansson, for instance. So if that's not vague enough or specific enough, maybe you'll pick it up if you hang around long enough to see what's going on here. So I said, as a podcaster, the one thing I cannot do is interact with my audience in the chat in real time because I'm driving. So what I do very often is go live while I'm driving and talk or podcast, and sometimes I stream the conversations that I have with my riders as an Uber or Lyft driver. Always the riders are aware of their being recorded. But it would be interesting for, let's say I'm driving along and I'm having a conversation with the rider. The AI is paying attention and on alert. The program is running, the software is running, and while I'm talking with the rider, the AI is on pause. It's waiting for a break. And that happens either if I prompt it, "Hey Elizabeth," instead of "Hey Siri," or "Hey Alexa," or whatever. Not you, Siri. I knew that was going to happen. I would say, "Hey Elizabeth, pick the chat back up." And then she would proceed to read the chat where it was left off. And then if I hear something that I want to interact with, or let's say if I have a writer and one of the audience members says, "Hey, Trav-EL, ask your writer this," Elizabeth will pick up on the fact that I've been tagged, and then Elizabeth will read that comment to me because I can't read it while I'm driving. So then I have a real-time interaction with the audience. That's as basic as it gets, but it doesn't exist, and I think it's genius. So I'm trying to figure out how to make this work for me and then others. So I get the response, "That makes sense. Interacting with the audience in real time can be challenging, especially while driving. Do you have an idea how to address this issue?" And I kind of put it back on the chat. "Yes, I need your help to troubleshoot a game plan." "Absolutely. Let's troubleshoot. What do you have in mind so far?" And then she lobs it back to me. Okay, I've already done this. I think I've already explained this to you. Okay, so here we go. "That's an innovative idea. Here are some steps and considerations to help troubleshoot and refine your plan. Integration with chat platforms. Ensure the AI can access the live chat from the streaming platform which you're using. This might require APIs." See, this is what I don't understand. So let me ask the question this. "Please explain what APIs are." All right, so I'm going to go back up. so here's the first mention, okay? So integration with chat platforms. So I can understand this primarily because I'm using YouTube. I'm not I don't use Twitch or any other platform really. So I want to use YouTube. So I get that. The AI has to be able to... Aries, have I bored you already, or are you still around? Speech recognition. Use a reliable speech recognition tool. Oh, good. Awesome. Thanks. Use a reliable... How's my audio, please? Use a reliable speech recognition tool to allow you to issue voice commands to the AI. Right. This way you can ask it to read specific parts of the chat. Yes, correct. Excuse me. The AI should be able to understand the context and intent behind chat messages to provide relevant summaries or responses. I'm not sure that I want that to happen. I just want the AI to read the chat. I'm going to be the one interpreting the data. I don't think I want AI doing that just yet. Yeah, I mean, this might involve, like, I don't know that it needs to worry about the nuances, right? I mean, there's an aspect in which you want real-time human expression, because the one thing that drove me nuts with early versions of text to speech is that it didn't know how to inflect English. It didn't know how to inflect language or syntax. So if you said a sentence in your way of speaking, you would have inflection or you know, I guess that's just the word, inflection. But AI doesn't have, it just reads text straight, like it's just not expressive. There's no expression. Since safety is paramount while driving, thanks AI, ensure that the AI can function completely hands-free. Yes. Yes. Customization and moderation. Allow the AI to filter out spam or irrelevant messages to ensure it only reads out meaningful interactions. That is going to be interesting. That would be interesting. Yeah. You might also want it to prioritize messages. Yes, thank you. Yes, exactly. Right there. Boom. Right? If I get tagged in a comment, maybe I should do that. Say like, hey, Elizabeth, find the first chat comment that I'm tagged in. And if I'm not, then it'll say, Master, there are no chat comments with you or with your glorious name being mentioned. You know what I mean? Before going live, thoroughly test the system. Yeah. Would you like to delve into any of these steps in more detail, or do you have other aspects of the plan you'd like to discuss? Honestly, I have no idea how to do what you suggest. I'm more of a concept guy. Can you help me with your suggestions? Okay, so now we're going to go back and see how that directive gave the AI ChatGPT a little bit more information. So now we have an objective. Enable the AI to access and read the live chat from your streaming platform. Right. Yeah, how would you do that? Because it's going to be on the screen. I have eyes to see the screen. How would I do that with... See, this is where I don't have that experience. I can imagine, you know, I can imagine what outer space looks like, but I have no real idea. My streaming platform would be YouTube. However, OpenAI is rolling out their multimodal that speaks with human inflection and can have real-time conversation and can read text. You could have one phone with the ChatGPT pointed at another phone. I understand what you're saying. I mean, I don't know. That seems like a lot of work, in my opinion, but I don't know. Why wouldn't I just be able to have that be a software in the phone that would read the screen? You know what I mean? All right. Access the API. Each platform provides an application programming interface, right? So I don't know what that is, right? If I asked the GPT to explain what this is, but this doesn't make it clearer for me. So let's jump down to my question. Please explains what, please, excuse me. My dessert is tickling my throat. That's what she said. Application programming interfaces are sets of rules and tools that allow different software applications. Okay, well, application programming interfaces. Okay, so they can interface with each other. That basically just means communication. If you have interface, okay. An API is a collection of functions and protocols that allows one piece of software to interact with the other. It defines the methods and data formats that the applications can use to request and exchange information. Okay, that's all software, right? Components, endpoints. This has no meaning for me right now. I don't know. This is like what a third-party reference. This endpoint URL where API can be accessed. That sounds like a third party. Requests. The way you ask for data. Responses. Okay. I kind of get that. No, I don't need to write some code, Aries. I need someone to join my team. Are you that someone? Oops. All right. How APIs work. Request. When an application wants to access data, it sends a request to the API. This request is made through an through a web request to a specific endpoint with parameters if needed. See, like this to me, if I need this explained to me, then this isn't worded very well. So let's see if I can ask it to are you able to break this down a bit more? Think of me as a young child and speak to my comprehension level. Does that make sense? Think of me as a, and speak regarding your comment here. Imagine, I like imagination. Imagine you have a magic book that can answer any question you ask. You mean like the Bible? This book knows lots of different things and can help you with many tasks. The Magic Book API, think of the API like this magic book. It has answers and can do things for you. Okay, so the API is just basically my secretary, Elizabeth. Right? It's like Jeeves. It's like Data on Star Trek, right? Hey, Aries, I haven't seen you in a while, so I'm not sure. How did you find my channel, if you don't mind sharing? Asking the book. When you want to know something or get help, or you write a question or request a piece of paper, okay? The piece of paper you write on has an address. Well, that's way more advanced than I'm capable of, so kudos to you. The piece of paper you write on has an address. Well, I appreciate the fact that you think that it was entertaining and that you're here again, so welcome back. The piece of paper you write on has an address where you can send your question. This address is like the endpoint where you deliver your request. Okay, I guess I think of this as like neural connections, right? Neurological connections for us. Sometimes you need to include extra details to make a request clear. For example, if you want to know about a specific topic, okay. So when you ask the magic book for help or information, you send your request to a specific place. Now, okay, let's see if I can do this. Regarding your last comment, this is what will be, this is what my voice commands will accomplish. Let me go back this. I picture this is what my voice commands will accomplish. For instance, if my AI is named Elizabeth, Eliza, Betty? Should I call it Betty? If my AI's name is Betty, Elizabeth is 3 syllables, Betty is 2, Eliza 4 syllables, excuse me. For instance, if my AI is named Betty, my voice prompt will sound like this. Betty, please pick up reading the chat where you previously left off. Ooh, exactly. If Betty is your AI assistant, you can use voice commands like that to manage the live chat. Here's how it would work in your scenario. You say something like, Betty, please pick up the reading of the chat where it previously left off. Processing. Betty, the AI, recognizes your commands. knows how to continue reading like yes, 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 yes. Oh my god, I mean, this is it, but it's like, I have no idea how to make this happen. Okay. Each platform, okay, so YouTube provides an API that allows developers to access the live chat data. Here are the links to the APIs for some popular platforms. YouTube live chat, this is a link. Why did that, look at this. Why did this turn and this turn? What am I supposed to do with this? Do you see what I mean? Like, watch. When I go over this, it doesn't highlight. This gets highlighted. Why? Create an account or a developer profile on the platform you choose. No clue how to do that. There was something else I asked here. It's the console thing, right? Oh, excuse me for yawning. Oh, here we go. I do prefer YouTube as a platform. Great. Enable the AI to access and read the live chat from your YouTube stream. Okay? Set up your YouTube API access. Create a Google Cloud project. Go to Google Cloud Console. Click on select a project and then new project. You know what I forgot? Our Aries, I forgot about my sultry music. So let me, oh, I might have to Aries, if you're still here, will you let me know if that music is overwhelming? But I want to have something in the background in case I'm not talking. Go to the Google Cloud Console, click on select a project and then new project. Give your project a name. Enable YouTube Data API. In the Google Cloud, go to the API library. See there it again. Look, this highlights for some goofy reason. There's no link. Search for YouTube Data API version 3. Click on it. Okay, yada, yada, yada. There's a kiss for you. Create API credentials. Okay, this is all stuff that I'm just going to have to... Music is a little loud. Let's see. Thank you for your help, Aries. I appreciate it. Here is a sample Python code snippet to get you started. This is all gibberish to me. I do not understand it. Like, this is not gonna... Oops. Okay, speech recognition and NLP. Use a service like OpenAI's GPT and Google Dialogflow to process the text. Okay. Do you have a link? Okay. Yes, you can access through this link. Am I supposed to like do control? Like, I don't know how to, this doesn't, I cannot open the Google Cloud Console link. access directly. There we go. Ay, ay, ay. I'm so tired. I always think that I'm going to be able to work tonight for Uber. And when I get to this point, I'm just done. I'm done. Thanks, Aries. You believe in me. All right, do you have a suggestion? Like, what would you suggest for me to learn the Python? What would be helpful, do you think? Try Google Cloud with $300 in free credits. Access Google Cloud 90 days. Ooh, 90 days. Just depends on how expensive everything is. In case you're wondering, my dessert is a almond dark chocolate, kind of like a crumble, and then a banana. Okay. Okay. All right. Just wondering, you know what I mean? If it's that simple in terms of just looking for it. A lot of times when people make suggestions, I have run into when I say, "Oh, what about this place?" And they're like, "No, I don't use that place." I'm thinking, why don't you just tell me where like you want me to go? So if it's just a generic question that anybody can answer, then okay. Alright, I'm not going to do this right now because it requires payment. Alright, so let's go back up. To interact with the AI while driving. Oh. How APIs work. When an application wants to access data or perform an action, it sends a request. This request is made through an HTTP request, hypertext, right? Hypertext something, to specific endpoint URL. So I know that the HTTP and the URL are like similar, or like distinguish between HTTP and URL, please. Hypertext transfer. See, now, why didn't they just call it HTTP, right? Hypertext transfer protocol. It's a protocol used for transferring data over the internet. So is the HTTP like a hypertext link, like that? Because I remember when I did write my own web pages 25 years ago, I do remember doing hypertexts and things like that for links. Hypertext HTTPs define how messages are formatted and transmitted. It allows web browsers. Right, okay. When you access a website, your browser uses to request data. For example, when you type a website address into your browser, it uses that to send a request to the server. An example. Right, but now we have, so the HTTP is usually, is there, no, there's not two colons, it's just one, right? Okay. Huh. Okay. See, like, this stuff blows my mind, you know what I mean? Like, I would not be the guy that created this. I would never be able to create this. You know? Which is, I think, fine. You know, everybody's got their purpose in life. Mine is not in understanding Python or whatever. Okay, I mean, I guess I understand this. I understand the overall. I just, like, right now I have. I suppose what I should do then is just do a. I'm gonna have to listen to this way. I'm gonna have to use my headphones from my laptop instead of my earbuds. Alright, so you get to listen to this too. See, now I can, well, I guess that's for me. Understand Python programming. 20 minutes. 1 hour. 20 minutes. 1 hour. Can I get 15 minutes? I got 10. Learn Python in less than 10 minutes for beginners. I'm sold.
Wow, I just built the most amazing workflow on Monday.com.
You built your own workflow? Why? There are a bunch of amazing...
What is up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can get...
Okay, so what I have to do right now, I just set up this monitor today, so I've got to figure out how to route, I think... what I have to do Shouldn't that be... That is going to be... Like, what is this called? Video capture? No, that's my camera. Audio capture? That's my microphone. Audio output. Okay, so audio output. Where is that? Oh, there it is. The part that says audio output. So I have to turn off the monitor. And go monitor off. Alright, so hopefully that will
get started with Python in less than 10 minutes.
So, okay, this is not going to be good for you because it's going to feed back into the mic and I don't want that. Well, you know, that's a happy discovery for you, Aries. I'm glad that you had that opportunity. And who knows, you know? Could be a happy accident for me to like stumble into something that I really comprehend or whatever. My trouble right now is, how do I turn off the monitor's speaker?
And I'm going to be using Python 3.8.
Audio output. Maybe I'd do that. Did I do that right?
8 for this, along with...
Nope. See, that's the only thing that I knew how to do, and that didn't work. So I turned the monitor off, and the monitor's not turned off. Samsung.
PyCharm at
Nope. The only thing I can think of, give me a second. So what just happened is I just lost my monitor, and I don't know why, because I tried to plug in my speaker, my headphones, and the monitor just went white noise on me. The only thing I can think of is, when I turned the TV on the first time, it just synced up as soon as I put the HDMI cord in. So, I mean, no clue. No clue. Mute volume channel source. Let me see if that did anything. Oh, yep, it did. But I don't want that screen. It's showing my laptop screen, and I don't want that. So, do I drop that? Okay. I don't get it. I have no idea why it's doing this. Alright, so that's that. And why? Oh, there we go.
As my code
Okay. So let me do
editor,
this.
you can just search these on Google
Excuse me,
and they
I'm
will
gonna go
pop
mute.
up immediately. They are free and open source, so definitely do check those out. Otherwise, let's get started immediately with the first thing you should know in Python, and that is how to assign values to variables. So to create a variable, all you have to do is decide on a name, such as item, value. This is a string, and a string is just any form of text for the program to read. And you also need to keep in mind that Python is a item with a small I and item with a big I are going to mean absolutely different things. And also, a naming convention in Python is to add an underscore every time you have more than one word. So if we say item name, you want to add this underscore over here, and we can just say orange. So now we have a few strings assigned to 3 different variables. Let's go ahead and print first the difference between item and item, just to show you that there is a difference. So we'll go ahead and click on run, and you'll notice it will say banana and apple. Now let's go ahead and print another string, which this time is going to be hello, and we're going to add a plus and the item name. So as you can see, we can actually combine text, and when we print that, it's going to say hello orange. Next, we have data types. So the
Are you still there, Aries? All right. So my device isn't showing. I wonder if that's because I haven't connected to this. Alright, so I don't see Bluetooth discovers Bluetooth. I don't get why it's not picking up my headset. So why aren't you out painting the town red? Now that I say that, is that a reference to prostitution? Like, let's go paint the town red. Right? Because if you go to the red light district, that means you're going to go find love in all the wrong places. Yeah, I figured you could hear it, but I'm saying it's going to feed back into the mic, I would think. Right?
First one is the integer, which is just any number, and you're going to notice it being grid.
So is that coming in like a distorted?
And in blue, then we have strings, which, as I showed you earlier, is just any text inside quotation marks. Then we have booleans, which is just a simple true or false. So as you can see, you can just type in false here or true here, and that's all that it is. It just says true or false. And the final one you should know for getting started is list, which all you have to do is create a pair of angle brackets and insert the values you want inside here. And it can be a mixture between numbers, booleans, and so on. But for this example, we'll just keep it simple and write a few strings. Then if we go ahead and print these, you're going to notice that we will get 2021, text, false, and the list. But let's move on to an example that we want to print these values combined.
I wonder,
so
hold on, I think I just
Mario,
figured it out.
The string number is going to equal 22. So you're going to notice 2021 is a blue number and this one is green because this is considered text while this is considered an integer. So what we need to...
Sorry about that. Okay, so I just figured I was picking up my phone first, so it didn't go to this yet. Alright, so it also picked it up here, so disconnect here. Nope, I don't want this phone. All right, so why can't I just toggle off Bluetooth here? Let's see, airplane mode. There we go. So this is just for Wi-Fi. All right, let's see. God, got it. I just saw it right now as I powered off. Oh well. It's not telling me it's connected. Until just then. Okay. This should solve that problem. And turn the music off. Go back to start.
To notice it being written in blue. Then we have string.
Yeah, I just don't get it. I don't understand why it's not letting you hear and letting me hear separately. I guess I can do closed caption for you guys. But to me, this is way too complicated for so far. All right, so my question is, he's saying that you want to list an item and call it banana. You want to list an item and call it apple, but you have to spell them differently because otherwise the computer will see them as item and item. So this is capital I. Could you then just do that? Could you have like what? You could have an innumerable amount if you just changed. So then if you had capital I, capital T, E, M, that would be a different item. You know what I'm saying? Like you could just lowercase I, capital T, lowercase I, lowercase t, capital E, like all of these different variations. Is that what it's capable of? Yeah. Hold on. But he says item name. Like, why does he have to do that? It's just item, right? Right here he did print item, and it came up apple, an orange. But now he says apple underscore name. You see what I'm saying? Like he's skipping. He's not explaining why. Like I'm seeing that there's a difference here. Why? Like it doesn't make any sense, right? I have no idea what this is saying to me. No idea. This is not making any sense to me. I was not even close to being helpful. No. Ay, ay, ay. Rackman. check, 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 check. So already he's not being clear enough for me. Like, I don't... He just... So already he's not being clear enough for me. Like, I don't... He just starts off with this mutable and immutable comment, and I don't know why. Like, this is my problem. Like, I don't get this. Why? Why is the first comment mutable, immutable? I know that immutable means it doesn't change, and mutable means that it does. What's the it? No, no. That's what immutable means. In this Python 101, I expect A, punk. What is Python? Python is da 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 da. 2. Like, this is step number 15. Like, he's getting into immutable, immutable. This is completely, like, you hear what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know what to say. Except I'm tired. What's his timestamp? 2 minutes. We're gonna go right here. I don't understand why you began with what seems to be a much more remote future step. I don't understand why you begin defining immutable. I don't understand why you beginning defining immutable with what seems to be a much more remote future step, like step 17. What's the first step I need to understand? Because I feel like this point is analogous to coming into a joke, or I don't know, I'll say a story halfway over. I mean, I think that's pretty clear. Like, there's no reason to start with. The first thing that you need to understand is, like, what this is a mistake that most beginners and even intermediates understand, get wrong. Mutable and immutable. Like, no, like, no. Like, you need to, like, no, we need to go way back. I'm just saying. But see, the frustrating thing is now why, like, I don't understand why you can't hear this now. Whereas before you could. I have no idea what this is. I have no idea what this is. You understand what I'm saying? Dude, Tech with Tim, 1.5 million subscribers, Tim. You're over my head, bro. Python 101. Nope, I'm out. this is even more obscure and obtuse. All right, I'm going to wrap this up because I am tired and I want to veg out. All right, so thank you so much for tuning into another exciting adventure of the UberCaste. If you've made it this far, which you should be rewarded heavily because kudos to you, please smash that Fonzarelli, hit that like, leave a comment, and share the content. That is the easiest way for you to support my channel freely. All right, I have been your host, Travel Mateus.